I'm bored. It's time for you to die.
Hey guys, this is a DBS analyst here. Back with you with another deck profile with Killer2h or AKA Mario. We have a deck list here that he had before the set was actually officially released, or actually it wasn't actually an official release. It was a sneak preview. So here is a Lord Slug deck profile. It's one of the few leaders in this game with 20k health on the backside. So how this leader incorporates itself as a 20k leader, we'll find out in this deck profile. So take it away, Mario.
Hello, this is Killer2h, aka Mario, apparently. But anyway, so here's Lord Slug, the rejuvenated invader. So one thing you should know about this deck is that it makes you and your opponent draw, and there's a couple strategies. One, you could either deck out your opponent, or two, you can just beat them in. My main focus is just beating people in, but
Yeah,
at the
it's so
same
different.
time, yeah. But at the same time, if it's geared towards my style of play, but at the same time, if there's deck that just drag on or drag out, I just deck them out one or the other.
Yeah, I see.
So let's go with the leader itself. The leader, front side, 10k base. When he attacks, you and your opponent both draw one. Awakening, when I'm at 4 or less, I untap 2, you and your opponent draw one. And then that middle effect right there is an alternate awakening condition.
Hmm.
If I have 3 or more energy, green, by the way, has to be green.
Oh, I see.
When I activate Rejuvenate, I draw 2 cards and flip them over. So by turn 3, if your opponent hasn't awakened you or you haven't awakened yourself, you can go ahead, Rejuvenate, and
Draw 2 cards and flip it
just
over.
flip them over. So let's talk about his backside. So one thing unique about him is that he's a 20k. Alright? That's pretty cool. But let's look at his permanent. If your opponent has 7 or fewer cards in their hand, then this card gets negative 5k during the battle with during your opponent's turn. So on your turn, he's always a 20k base, but on your opponent, if they choose to keep cards in their hand, this card will always be a 20k, which is actually useful because there's some decks that are draw crazy, or there's some people that are just stingy with their keeping cards in their hand, whereas like him being at 20k base, I don't have to combo against their weaker cards, so it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So same thing, I attack, you and your opponent draw the card, then his activate main is pretty fun.
Yeah.
If your opponent has 10 or more cards in their hand, I play up to 1 mono green Lord Slug army with an energy cost of 2 or less from the drop area.
Okay, I see.
Alright, but we mentioned rejuvenated in the alternate awaken condition. I like
Right.
to revert our eyes to our Dimensional Conqueror King Piccolo, our unison 2
Okay.
drop. So basically, what he does is you pay 2 mana to play him out, but if you have no cards on the field, and your opponent has let's see, and my opponent has 7 cards in their hand, basically I can tap 1 energy, play them off with 1 marker.
Oh, I see. So it's for
Basically.
cheap. Yeah,
Yeah, but when I do that, I cannot play unison cards for the turn.
yeah.
So his +1 effect is I have to put a card in my hand under him. Me and my opponent draw 1 card, and then I can play a 1-drop mono green battle card onto the field from my hand.
Yeah. Okay, it's
So
not bad.
basically, yeah, he allows me to free play. Now, he also has Rejuvenate, so once per turn, when I have 4 markers, I can remove the marker and 1 card under him and just send it to the drop. More than likely, when I use Rejuvenate, he dies with it. I get the top card of my deck, add it to life, and there it is, Rejuvenate, and then that triggers my leader ability to flip
awaken.
over when
Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see the
And I
synergy.
draw 2 cards.
I see.
Alright. And then my next unison I play is Vegeta, the Resolute Agent of Destruction. Me,
Oh, okay.
I just have him there just because he hits high, 25k double strike crit when I plus him 1, and
Yeah, it provides like a board
Not
clearance.
just that, but with this deck, yeah, board
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
That's probably the only reason I play them.
Yeah, I see.
Is that he gets more cleared, and then there's very few cards that interact with it. So
I'm surprised that you actually pay 4 energy for this guy. This is so expensive. But I guess it doesn't matter.
My leader is a 20k base, so
Yeah,
like,
so you feel safe.
For the most part, I do, because it's like I'm clearing their board and they have to reestablish. So it's like I feel like I'm in a good spot, but I only play it at 2.
Yeah.
The more important unison is the 2-drop to get my my fast awakening. But
I see.
you know,
is there a way to search for your unisons in this deck?
yes, there is, but it's only the King Piccolo unison. So let's go to Surprise Attack Anguilla.
Okay.
So basically, what he does is you play him, you look at top 5, you get a 1 mono green Slug's Army card with a 3 or less, or a 1 green unison with a specified cost of 2, add to your hand. One thing you should know is that you only get this effect when you play it from your hand, or else if you abuse your, you can't abuse your
your leader. I
see.
see.
Out, get a card, and whatnot. So most of the cards on here, they only have on-play effects when it's played from your hand.
I see, I see.
Mm-hmm.
That's unfortunate.
So yeah, but I think that's a balance there. If not, it'd be pretty ugly. Actually.
Yeah, true. Does I noticed that you play Wings in this deck, which is the next card over. Would that be able to make Angela free?
Angela, no. Unfortunately, you have to pay the specified cost.
I see. Okay. So nothing free like that, huh? Okay.
No, I only have him at 2 because 1, he's basically unique in his own way.
And it's kind of cool because he's a 1-drop, so you can bring him out with the leader effect, right?
Yeah, pretty much. And then
leader skill.
Cards in my hand.
I see. Okay, cool.
No, if you're familiar with Slug, then you know what Wings does. So same thing.
It's such a huge contrast with the other Slug leader where they specialize in hand destruction. This leader specializes in giving you more hand. It's so different. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, the next one drop to take note is Lord Slug, Conqueror Restored.
Conquer, Restore. Which one's that one? Oh, right here? No.
Far left.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, when you play this card from your hand, you and your opponent draw 1, and then at the end turn, your opponent may choose one card in their hand and put it to the bottom of the deck.
Okay.
So I'll get into that later about bottoming your cards, just so you know the unison does that too. When most of the cards is when, aside from your leader and a few other cards, when you make your opponent draw, at the end of the turn they have the option to bottoming a card.
Yeah, I wonder why they do that. I wonder why they have that little clause. Is it probably because they have like an option to not deck out against Lord Slug? Otherwise it'd be too good.
Much.
Yeah, I see. That makes sense.
Yeah, I think so, but I take advantage of that. But I'll go on about that later. So basically, his act main, if your opponent has 7 more cards in hand and they have at least 1 or more energy, basically I get to free play a Lord Slug's Army 19k or less from my hand and just play it.
Okay, so it's free.
Yeah, so basically what the deck does is when your opponent has a high hand,
19k or less,
just taxing them by playing stuff for free for the most part.
I see. That makes sense. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting strategy because you want your opponent to have a high hand, and then you abuse the fact that they have a high hand. Okay, that makes cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, well, if they just game for free and there was no benefit back, then this deck wouldn't be that fun or that great. But it's kind of interesting. Now let's go to our 2-drops. So right here, I play Lord Slug, Mighty Agent of Destruction of my super combo.
This guy. Yeah, he's a Lord Slug, yeah.
So he's a Lord Slug, Slug's Army. He's a 2-drop.
He's perfect.
Mono green. And he's a super combo. So for one, being able to search him from the deck is great. 2, he's a super combo, and 3, he has a skill when he's on the field. So
Yeah.
one of the main things that I do is that I like to attack with my leader, combo out the Agent of Destruction. You know, if they combo, great. If they don't, better. But if they have 10 or more cards, I basically search them out for my drop and free play them, and then
Wow, with your leader effect. Okay.
yeah.
Recycle your super combo.
Pretty much,
That's gnarly.
it sucks that he's unique, but you know.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would have a bunch of them.
Yeah. So you know, Bobbity isn't the only one that can abuse it, but he also has a skill when your opponent activates a counterplay skill. They choose 2 cards in their hand and discard them.
Yeah, that's
I don't really rely on it, but you know, if your opponent plays a counterplay, they're dropping 2 cards, and then the card that they're playing, so they're minusing 3 in their hand. So like, in terms of resources, even though I'm giving them cards in hand, you know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They kind of want to stay at a high hand against Slug. If not, they're pretty screwed.
Yeah. Okay. So what else do you play? You play Metamecha? Metamacha? Matcha tea?
Yeah, matcha tea. Yeah, he was green too.
Yeah. Nice.
So basically, I want this guy in my drop, so usually I combo him.
Yeah,
so
I see.
My leader is Lord Slug, and all my energy is mono green. So they're really railroading you to play mono green. Honestly, if this deck could be played with the yellow package, this deck would be hella good.
Yeah, true.
Maybe there's a way. But right now, if my energy is all green, I send this card from my drop to my warp, then I can add up to 1 card in my life to my hand, so he's a secondary awakening.
I see.
My opponent draw 2 cards, then at the end of the turn they can bottom up to 2.
Oh,
and I can activate copies of this card for the rest of the turn, and I play a meta token.
This is almost like you're saying Instinct, except you're also forcing your opponent to draw 2 cards as well.
Yeah.
But you get a token. And you get a token.
Yeah, and I get a token.
Okay, cool. So the tokens probably have some synergy with this. Maybe we'll find out a little later. So let's talk about...
For the most part, it's a free combo, and then I think there's only 1 card that I play that has Bond.
Yeah.
So it's like, so if I have no cards out in the field, you know, I can just play this for 1 energy from my drop to my warp.
I see.
Get a token. There's my Bond too.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess that does work that way. Okay, let's talk about the next card, Lord Slug, Return to Life.
Awesome. So he's a 19k.
So you do play with this guy, with Conquer Restored. Yeah. You bring out the... Is this your go-to card to get out with Conquer Restored?
I actually have 3 go-to cards, so this is one of them.
Okay.
It's very niche or toolboxy. Like, I have 1 of 3 targets, but for the most part, this guy helps me get rid of cards on the field, because I free play them if all my energy is mono green when it's played from my hand. Remember, from my hand.
Yep.
Basically, me and my opponent draw 1, then I get to KO any battle card. Then
perfect. Okay.
And turn, they may bottom up to 1 card.
They may?
Yeah.
Oh, up to. May. Yeah, it's up to. I see. Okay. Okay.
All of these cards, most of these cards have that clause.
Yeah, up to. So it looks like you do have a lot of board control, and the hand control part is lackluster, but your board control is really good. So
yeah,
that sounds like
board control is awesome, which is why I don't mind them having a hand, because once I build a board, you know.
Yeah, your boards are free.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the trade-off. Now, right here, this is my favorite card when I can pull them off. Anguilla, Invader.
Anguilla? Okay, sure.
Anguilla, whichever you prefer to call them.
Yeah.
So if my leader is Slug's army and all my cards mono green, when this card is played from my hand, I activate the skill at the end of the turn. If I have 6 or fewer cards in hand, and my opponent has 10 more cards.
Oh, okay. 10 or more cards in the hand. Have you ever thought about using like some of the old Union Force or I think there's like some old cards that say like if you have like if your opponent has 10 or more cards in their hand, they have to discard. What is it? That Piccolo, ready to strike. Do you remember that card?
Oh yes, 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 yes.
It seems like it would be very good in this this deck for some reason, but I don't know.
Where it would bring him down to 6 if he survived the end of their turn.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be interesting?
If there's a way for me to free play them like I do all these slugs, then that'd be great.
Yeah. But you're kind of banking on your opponent having a lot of cards in hand anyways, and making it really hard for them to discard all of it somehow.
Yeah, and when they have more cards, my leader stays at 20k, which forces them to lose.
Might be a bad idea. I just thought of a hand control idea when this deck actually exploits the fact that your opponent has more hand. So let's just scratch that idea.
For me to check that guy out, maybe a future video, he might be a showcase.
Yeah, maybe. It's just my brain likes to conjure up that idea. All right, so let's look at the next one. Lord Slug, Thwarter of Plans. Okay, so he has the Bond 2 effect, as you were talking about.
Yeah, and he has Deflect, so
he has Deflect.
That's always nice. So basically, Bond 2, whatchamacallit, I can't speak. When my opponent uses a combo, you may place up to one of their cards in their combo.
Yeah.
Send it to the drop. Then if I do, me and my opponent draw a card.
Okay, that's kind of weird. Okay. And it's not once per turn, as it looks like?
Once I use it, I negate the skill.
Oh, negate the skill for the turn. Oh, okay. I was looking for the once per turn clause, but then I realized negate the skill at the end of it. So tricky. Okay, anyways. When this card removed?
Basically, I just kill key cards, or if I just want to draw, I just use it draw.
Yeah.
This card has actually helped me deck out an opponent before, where he was at 2. He attacked with their leader, leaving
super
himself
combo.
2 at 1. Yeah, and then I had this card out, so it was like I had dormant potential. So it's like he only has this attack, and like if he combos, I just kill it and force a draw. If he doesn't, then all I have to do is just go on my next turn and just make him draw a few cards, and he decks out. But yeah, this guy is really good at decking out opponents.
I see.
Like, it's a sleeper card, but it allows you to draw yourself. So it's like, yeah, it gives them the potential to draw another card, but I draw a card for free, so
I guess it could. I guess it works against like a rivals too. So if you can like thwart, I guess that's why he's called Thwarter of Plans. It makes sense because he like basically stops the rival plan that you would have to bring out lots of stuff. So makes a lot of sense.
I played somebody who tried using the Bardock Raider's Warcry. They didn't realize I had it out. I just
that is combo like that.
He wasted 2 energy for
Oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, you can stop Raider's Warcry from coming out and then basically
he's very useful.
Yeah.
Very, very useful.
Yeah, especially with the I didn't think people were still playing Raider's Warcry, but I guess I was wrong. Okay.
Yeah, well, Mecha Freeza's popular now, and Raider's Warcry is being reused again.
There you go. So Lord Slug is a natural counter to the Mecha Frieza package, would you say?
Yep.
Okay.
I agree.
So tell me about his second skill. Do you ever have to use that skill? Does he often get KO'd by opponent's skill or by battle?
Yeah, believe it or not, yeah. Basically, when he's KO'd or removed from battle, so long as they have 7 more cards in hand, I basically play up to 1 green Slug's army.
And it looks like you have 2 different targets for that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much I either play Wings or I play Conqueror Restored, the one that free plays from my hand.
Yeah, I think that's the better one, I think. Alright, so let's go on to the next one. Lord Slug, Dark Parasite Energy. He is a Xeno. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm assuming you have something to bring out him using. Oh, I see it. So you bring out this guy with the 6-star ball.
Yeah, pretty much, and it works on any slug that's level 3 or 4.
Oh, I see.
Cost of 3 or 4.
So
basically, I put it under, and then I either search my deck.
Plays in an active mode.
If it's not in my deck, I can play it from my hand in active mode.
Okay, cool. And then this always has utility because it has the activate battle, being able to be a 5k combo shield if the situation calls for it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Alright, so what does this guy do when he comes out? Let's talk about this guy.
So, if my opponent has 3 or more energy, when it's played,
Yeah.
your opponent may choose one of their unison cards and place it in the area. So this isn't removing a marker.
Oh, shoot.
It's forcing them to
A unison
place it in
killer.
their draw. Yeah.
Okay,
If
that's
they
really
didn't-
good.
You and your opponent draw 1 card, then I choose all of their battle cards and KO them.
Now, would this work if they don't have any battle cards?
If they don't have any battle cards, and all they had is a unison, they would just not kill the unison,
Oh, I see. So it's only
But-
a trade-off if they invest.
Yeah, but if they have battle cards and no unison, your opponent may choose one of their unisons and place it in the drop area. Alright,
I
they may
see.
choose it. If they didn't, which they couldn't because there isn't, you just board wipe
Yeah.
and your opponent draw one.
Yeah. Okay.
There's times where they had a full board and like a unison with high marker count on it, like
Yeah.
I played it, and
Yeah, you have to make it seem like it's a good deal for. I mean, it's always going to be a win-win for you, right?
yeah,
So-
for them it's just like, oh gosh.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's really fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Is that the only Cell Xeno in your deck? Or not Cell Xeno,
yeah.
sorry, Lord Slug Xeno.
This is the only Slug. Well, I have a second Slug Xeno that evolved off of them, but we'll get to him in a moment.
Okay,
or let's
sure.
get to him now.
Yeah, is it
actually.
this guy right here? No, it's not him.
Yeah, out of control.
Out of control.
So
This guy. Okay.
basically, he only EX evolved off of a 4-drop,
Oh, I see.
which is he's my only target.
Oh, I see.
And basically, his auto when he's removed from battle area by a skill, opponent's skill, I play 1 Green Lord Slug, cost a 3 for my drop,
Mm.
and then I add a Dark Dragon Ball from my drop to my hand.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But he has
But-
that whole awe-inspiring Vegito effect, except it does more because it protects unison cards in rest
Yeah,
mode.
so it's
Okay.
permanent.
And he's
is
bigger.
Like when he's in rest mode, your opponent can't attack my leader or unison card. So
I
just
see.
like he becomes a wall, and then if they try to kill him via skill, he plays the 3-drop, which I usually get Thwarter of Plans. They get a Dark Dragon Ball.
Mhm.
They kill Thwarter of Plans. I get my 1-drop again. So it's like a reverse chain.
Yeah, that's true. So, and then if you do have, oh, so you can just keep playing. Oh, I see the cycle. So this guy, if he gets ended, you basically bring out the order of plans,
Mhm.
and then you get the Dragon Ball because that's also what he gets, and then you slip the Dragon Ball back underneath, and you bring the guy out again.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Pretty
Okay.
much. And
Cool.
then he's also a triple strike at 25k power. So
Yeah. So he's
That's great.
basically he's a taunter, and he also attacks for triple strike, and he has a pretty good high stat. Okay, cool. All right. So you want to talk about the other cards? I think we went through all of them, all the important ones.
Okay, everyone knows what Dormant Potential should do by now.
Yeah.
So Master Roshi, Kamel Origins, and
Yep.
then obviously the Charismatic Frieza.
Yeah.
So
Charismatic.
let's talk about the 5-drop, the Monstrous Muscle.
Just FYI, you could, for you guys watching, you could use Master Roshi to bring back the 6-star ball, correct?
That is correct.
Yeah, so you do have more utility than normally you would using on Dormant and Shocking Death Ball. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what
Let's talk about Monstrous Muscle.
Monstrous Muscle. Is this the one in here?
There we
Okay.
go.
Oh yeah, we forgot about this guy. Yeah. Okay, so talk about.
So he's a 5-drop.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Deflect, Double Strike. When this card's played, I choose all my opponent's battle cards and KO them.
I see.
Then I choose one of my opponent's union cards and I remove 2 markers. So he's literally a monster that cleared the board.
Oh, okay. So
Literally.
yeah, like you said before, it's this whole deck is board control. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and then when while he's on the field, it doesn't matter if it's him.
Mhm.
If your opponent activates the counter attack, they choose 6 cards in their hand to keep, and they discard the rest, and you and your opponent draw 1.
So they keep 7 cards at the end of it. So it
Yeah,
makes your
for the
guy
most
still
part.
useful.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
like they either. What I like to do is like I attack with them, they choose not to negate it,
Yeah.
and usually by then I use my leader card to free play a
Conjure?
super combo.
Oh, super combo, right.
So I just make them 40k, and they're
So
like
you have some
they end up
unlocks
wasting more
counterplay
cards.
and counterattacks. Okay, so counterattacks get stopped or gets punished, and then counterplay gets punished. Okay, cute.
Yeah. So and then when I attack with the monstrous muscle, I like to combo the free super combo I played just because
The free
make
super
it
combo.
40k. So like if they don't negate it, they're really gonna have to drop a lot of cards in hand.
Yeah, yeah.
So usually I would like to keep my opponent in the 10 card count, but yeah,
That's cool.
he really helps out a lot.
Is this guy a promo? Surprise attack Angela? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think he should have been just because
Adds
he
up
like
to
any tutor card.
Yeah.
It's very generic.
But it helps you search for your innocence, at least. Oh, with only a specified cost of 2, so you only really have one target
Yeah.
for unison. Okay.
And lastly, my secret rare is the Great Ape Mass Saiyan Primal Carnage.
Why not play the Sol Zeno? Isn't that just strictly better than everything else?
Well, yeah, I can probably get the numbers to equate, but
Yeah.
I'm not really doing hand destruction the normal way. So, or conventional hand destruction, or
Yeah, because he is a hand destruction card. Yeah.
yeah, me, I prefer to have all my little guys, just chip you out, chip you out, chip you out.
Mm-hmm.
And then the thing is, my opponent tends to build a big hand, and they get overconfident where they
Yeah.
want to dump.
They want to dump.
Sometimes
Oh,
they
I
just
see.
do cards, or I'm like, nope, kill it. So nobody
Okay.
expects it because
It's good.
they play around themselves, then they try to kill my board. My board can come back at little cost,
Mm-hmm.
and then they try to strike me down for very high, and I just blow up the battle card.
Yeah, that's
And
why
I was,
you should never attack with your battle card going in, guys. Always attack with your unison or leader if you decide to go in. It's just a bad idea in general. Okay, go on. Can you elaborate as to why you play Shocking Death Ball and Dormant? Is that normal for like green decks? Do they play with Go Tanks as well? That 2-2 split?
Gotenks does it actually, where you would dormant, block,
Yeah.
and then on the next attack you just use shocking, and that pretty much just ends the
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Do
in terms of attacking.
you have any blockers in this deck? I haven't noticed any blockers.
No,
Okay.
I'm just pretty much all in, and
Pretty simple. Oh, okay.
dormant's there because I kind of want them to waste cards in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give them back card, but on my turn, it gives me advantage to go in hard.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool. All right. So in the next segment, guys, we're gonna be doing a match commentary. You'll be surprised at how easy this deck can actually sneak wins and even consistently beat other players too. So yeah. So wait for that on the next video. You any last words, Mario?
No. Just have fun, build decks the way you like to, and just work with it.
Yeah, it seems to work with you. All right, cool. Peace out, guys.